Hey guys, it's me, Miss Mills, and the whole point of this video is to help you out with IXL F10. This IXL is going to be all about the properties of exponents, and it takes everything that we learned this week and puts it into one huge big problem. So I'm going to help y'all do this, take y'all step by step on how to solve these problems, and y'all will be successful, I promise. So first, let's go ahead and get to the IXL. So what you need to do is go to your Google Classroom. In this particular video in 7th period, but most of y'all's are going to look the same. You're going to hit this classwork tab and you're going to focus on this week 6 because that's what week we are on. On the week 6, here's our IXLs at the bottom. I always put them at the bottom. Here's your extra credit IXLs, and here's the IXL that is actually mandatory. So remember, you need to do IXL F10 first before you do the extra credit IXLs, because I will not be putting in any extra credit if you have not done the original one first. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it's going to be. So remember to do F10 first. But once you have finished that one, you can go to this extra credit. And I have 3 different ones for practice purposes. And how this extra credit is going to work is you're going to do at least one of these problems or one of these IXLs, and you have to get to at least 80%. So if you go to one of these IXLs and does only to 37% and clicks turn in, I'm not going to give you any extra credit because you didn't reach to at least the 80% mark. Okay. You can do all 3 of them for the max extra credit, or you can just do 1 or 2. It's up to you. But if you do an IXL for extra credit, you have to get to at least 80 on that particular one for you to get any credit at all. So I'm just putting that out there. It's an option for y'all. It's not mandatory, but I think it'll help some of y'all out a lot. But let's focus on F10. So again, you're going to go to week 6, you're going to go to F10, and you're going to click this link right here that I gave you, and you should be automatically logged in as yourself anyway. So here we are, and first problem is going to be a multiplication problem. And again, if you're doing a multiplication problem, if the bases are the same, so if you look here, 599 and 599, they're the same number, so the bases are the same. All you have to do to the exponents is you just have to add them on the multiplication problem. And let me show you what I mean. So I went ahead and wrote it down on my iPad. And again, this is a multiplication problem, but the bases are the same. They are the same number. So all you have to do is take these exponents and add them. Okay? So again, the bases are the same, so the answer is going to have the same base. And then we just have to add these exponents across. 6 plus 3 is going to be 6, 7, 8, 9. So our exponent is going to be 9. And that's all you have to do on this particular problem. So our answer is going to be 599 to the ninth power. So let's go back to the IXL and I'll show you how to type this in. So again, you're going to put in the base, which is 599. You're going to click this button right here for the exponent. On this particular problem, our exponent is going to be 9. We'll hit submit and we'll keep going. This one's going to be another multiplication problem. So let me just go ahead and write it down. We have 479 to the second power. We're going to multiply that by 479 to the second power. All right. Now this one doesn't look very pretty. I'm sorry, that is a 9. I just have a hard time writing on this sometimes. But again, this is a multiplication problem. Our exponents just have to be added across because the bases are the same number. So again, we're going to write down our base, which is 479. And then we're going to add these exponents. So 2, dang, I didn't mean to do that. All right. So 2 plus 2 is going to be 4. So our exponent is going to be 4. And that's going to be our answer on this particular problem. So we'll go back and we'll type that in, 479. We'll click this button for the exponent and we'll put in 4. And that's all you have to do. All right, cool. So now we've gotten to a division problem. Complete opposite of a multiplication problem. All you have to do is, instead of adding them, you're going to subtract the exponents. Because again, in this particular problem, the bases are the same. It's 730 and 730. Both the same number. But let me go ahead and write this down real quick. We have 730 to the 7th power, and then 730 to the 4th power. So let's go back to my iPad. Cool. So again, the bases are the same, so you can go ahead and write that base down for the answer. But let's focus on the exponents. So this would read as 7 is getting subtracted by 4. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So 7 minus 4 is going to be 3. So that's going to be our exponent. So we can go ahead and circle that, and that's going to be our answer. So again, we can go back and put in 730 to type this button right here for the exponent, and we're going to type in that 3. Okay. Again, if the exponent is positive, that's the end of the problem. I'm hoping the next problem we have an example of what happens when you have a negative exponent. All right, this one will not have that example, but I might as well do it. So we have 345 to the 4th power. We're going to multiply that by 345 to the 53rd power. So again, the bases are the exact same, so that's going to be our answer down here, 345. So now let's focus on the exponents again. If it's a multiplication problem, for the exponents, we just have to add them across. And 53 plus 4 is going to be 4, 7, is going to be 57. That's going to be our exponent answer. So that's going to be our answer right here, 345 to the 57th power. So we can go back in here and type that in. 345, hit this exponent button, put in 57, and click submit. There you go, bing, bang, boom. I really don't want to do this problem again. I want to do another division problem. Fine, I'll do it real quick. So this again is going to be a multiplication problem, so we just have to add the exponents. We're going to hit this. 68 plus 3 is going to be 71. So that's going to be our exponent. They did it again. So this is going to be 131. The exponent is going to be 39 plus negative 1. So that would be the same as 39 minus 1. So this is going to be an exponent of 38. They did it again. This is getting very frustrating. 289 with an exponent. 6 plus 1 is going to be 7. Please do a division problem. Thank you. And this will be negative. Perfect. All right, so we're going to have 116 to the 5th power, and then we're going to have 116 to the 93rd power. All right, let's go back to my thing. All right, so again, the bases are the same, so we can go ahead and write that down. But we do need to focus on our exponents. Again, when it's division, you subtract the exponents, and this is going to be the same as 5 minus 93. Again, guys, if you have your Desmos calculator handy dandy, you can go ahead and just type this in real quick, and it doesn't take any problem at all. Our exponent is going to be negative 88. All right. You can't have a negative exponent as an answer. So our next step is, again, if you have a negative exponent, you have to take the reciprocal of this problem. So you just have to get the opposite of this problem, and let me show you what that is. First step, when you have a negative exponent, you're going to put this over 1, because that's how you turn any number into a fraction. And to get the reciprocal of this, you just have to take that fraction and you have to flip it, and you'll get that answer. So it's going to turn into 1 over 116 to a positive 88th power. Once you take the reciprocal, the exponent turns into a positive exponent. So you're done. So that's going to be your answer. So we can go back to our IXL. When you type in a fraction, you're going to hit this fraction button first. You'll put in that 1. You'll click on the denominator. You'll put in the base number. Then you'll click on this factor button, or the exponent button, sorry. Put in the exponent, click submit, and you're good to go. So let me do one more example of that one, and we'll move on to the bigger problems. 811 to the 5th power, and then 811 to the 53rd power. All right, again, this is going to be subtraction. 5 minus 53 is going to be, it's going to be 48. That's going to be your exponent. And our problem is going to be 811. This will be negative 48. Okay, so 5 minus 43, or 53, is going to be negative 48. Again, you can't have a negative exponent. So again, the first step is to put this over 1, because that's how you turn it into a fraction. And then you're going to flip it. So it's going to turn into 1 over 811 to the 48th power, because again, once you flip it, the exponent is positive, and that's going to be our answer. So we can go ahead and go back. Click this button first. We're going to put in this 1. Under it, you're going to put in the base number. put in this exponent, which is going to be 48. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the harder part. Again, you just have to get this to a 80%, okay? So you'll have to do a few of these problems, and they look scary at first, but I promise they are not that bad. So let's go ahead and write this down. We have 594 to the second power. We're going to multiply that by 594 to the 76th power, and that's going to be over 594 to the first power. All right, let's do this. Again, if you look at the order of operations, you always do multiplication before you do division. So on this problem, we're going to focus on the numerator first because this is multiplication, and then we'll do the division part. So again, let's look at this multiplication first. The base number is going to be the same, 594. We're going to add these exponents, so 76 plus 2 is going to be an exponent of 78, okay? And then we can bring this denominator back over here. So this will be 594 to the first power. Let me bring this down here just to make it look prettier, because it's probably hard to read. And here we go. Now that it's in a division problem, we can go ahead and subtract the exponents. So we have 594 is going to be our answer base, okay? And we're going to focus on subtraction. So 78 minus 1 is going to be 77. And guys, that's going to be our answer. The exponent's already positive, so that's all you have to do. So again, when you're doing this problem, order of operations says do the numerator first, do multiplication first, then do division, and then if the exponent is negative, you have to do what I showed you before. You have to flip it. You have to turn it into a fraction and flip it so the exponent becomes positive. Let's go ahead and type this in. This is going to be 594. We're going to type in 77 as that exponent, and that should be our answer. Let me do one more of these, and I promise I am done. Okay, I know this is a long video, but I promise I'm done after this. So we have 917 to the first power. We're going to multiply that by 917 to the negative first power. We're going to put that over 917 to the 53rd power. So, guys, again, multiplications first, so let's focus on the numerator first. Here's our base, 917. This is going to be 1 plus negative 1, so be very careful. 1 plus negative 1 should be 0. Okay, should be 0. Yeah. And then our denominator is going to move along with us. We're going to put that in the denominator. So 917 over to the 0th power. Again, if you have anything to the 0 power, the answer is going to be 1. Like, for example, 8 to the 0th power is going to be 1. 17 to the 0th power is going to be 1. So we can go ahead and put 1 in the numerator. I guess we'll put the denominator back in the bottom, and that's all you have to do. So that's going to be our answer. So it's going to be 1 over 917 to the 53rd power. All right. Guys, I know y'all are going to do awesome on this. Keep working hard. If you have any questions, make sure that you contact me. I can't wait to see y'all again. Bye. Have a great day. And remember, it's a beautiful day. See ya.